Hello, my dear Libra soul. If you're watching this right now, it's not by accident. There is big luck arriving on Tuesday, December 2nd. Someone you thought had forgotten you is quietly asking about you. And your entire destiny is preparing to shift direction. So let me ask you, have you been feeling off balance lately? Like no matter how much you try to hold everything together, something still feels like it's unraveling beneath the surface. That's not a coincidence. That's a message. Because something or someone is circling back. And the universe has chosen this moment, this day, and this reading to bring it into the light. This is a deep and sacred horoscope reading just for you, Libra, here on Zodiac Whisper Tarot, where we don't just tell the future. We help you remember the truth your soul already knows. And that truth is this: you're not losing your way. You're being led back to it. Today, as I laid the cards beneath candlelight, three divine messengers stepped forward: the Empress, the Magician, the Two of Cups. Their energy was not subtle. They came in full presence, staring straight into the heart of this moment and into yours. And they brought a message that cannot wait. It's time to choose yourself again. It's time to listen to what's calling you. And yes, someone you thought was long gone is thinking about you more than you realize. Tuesday, December 2nd marks a cosmic checkpoint. Venus, your ruling planet, is forming a rare and fortunate trine with Jupiter, while the moon aligns with Uranus in your relationship zone. That's not just astrology. That's alignment. That's destiny stepping forward. And that's why you're here. This video is your invitation to receive. To pause. To let something bigger than logic guide you back to your soul's path. So before we go deeper, I want you to do something with me right now. Place your hand gently over your heart. Take one full breath in. And when you're ready, write this sacred phrase in the comments below: I receive what is already mine, by divine right, on December 2nd. This isn't just a comment. This is a vow to yourself. It's a signature on the invisible contract between you and the shift that's coming. And allow me to take just a moment to express my deepest gratitude for your presence here. Every like, every comment, every time you hit subscribe. It isn't just support, it's an act of connection. A thread that ties you deeper into the soul family we're building here at Zodiac Whisper Tarot. You are the reason this message could be delivered. And your energy, even in silence, speaks volumes. So stay with me through this full reading, because what the universe is about to reveal is not only powerful, it's personal. It's timely. And it will show you exactly why this Tuesday could be the beginning of a completely new chapter in your life. Now tell me, Libra, what has your soul been whispering that led you to this moment, right now? Let's begin. So often, Libra, your beautiful heart leads the way. You're the one who listens when others need to be heard, who holds space when things fall apart, who brings beauty and balance into chaotic places. But what happens when the harmony you give to everyone else begins to vanish from your own soul? This is the deeper message the Empress is bringing to you now, not as a warning, but as a tender reminder that the garden of your life cannot thrive if your own roots are dry. The Empress represents abundance, nurturing, divine creation, but she also knows that true giving comes from overflow, not depletion. Her presence in your reading at this very moment, just days before December 2nd, is not a coincidence. It's a call to turn inward and to ask yourself gently, honestly, who has been receiving the energy that you've forgotten to reserve for you? Astrologically, this is no ordinary season for you. With Venus, your ruling planet, forming a sacred trine with Jupiter, the planet of growth and blessings, there is a rare window opening. And yet, Jupiter doesn't expand what's empty, it magnifies what already exists. That means, if you're running on exhaustion or self-neglect, it will amplify that too. But if you begin, even quietly, to honor your own needs, this alignment will pour divine energy into every corner of your emotional, creative, and financial life. So pause for a moment and ask yourself, when was the last time you were generous with your own soul? When did you last rest simply because your body whispered that it needed softness, not productivity? Have you mistaken busyness for purpose? Or control for love? This is not about blame. It's about awareness. In the quietest parts of your day, those in-between moments when you're not answering messages or holding space for someone else, your inner empress is waiting. She doesn't need grand gestures. She only asks that you stop abandoning yourself in the name of being there for others. This is where your healing begins. Through small, sacred rituals, choosing sleep over late-night scrolling, drinking water with intention, saying no without guilt, speaking kindly to yourself in the mirror, not just about your appearance, but about your worth. These are not trivial acts. They are spiritual discipline in a world that tells you to only be valuable when you're giving. And if you feel resistance to this, that's okay. Many of us were taught that self-care is selfish. But caring for yourself is not vanity, it's stewardship. It's the recognition that your energy is not infinite, and when you preserve it with love, you become a more powerful channel for all the blessings life wants to send your way. Even in scripture, we see this rhythm, the call to rest, to retreat, to be still and know that we are not alone. Not every miracle begins with motion. Some begin with surrender. Some begin with you placing your hand over your heart and simply whispering, "I deserve to be nurtured too." You don't have to fix everything all at once. You just have to start watering your own roots. Let this Empress energy be your permission to nourish yourself fully, not someday, but now. Because when you're whole, everything you touch blooms. And that's the kind of abundance that transforms not just your life, but the lives around you as well. So Libra, as we go deeper into this reading, let this be your anchor. This isn't just a moment, it's a turning point. And you deserve to receive the very love you so often give away without asking for it back. Stay with me, because what comes next builds upon this awakening. And trust me, you won't want to miss it. There are moments, Libra, when life doesn't move in a straight line, when what once felt certain begins to tremble under the weight of your expectations. You've tried so hard to keep it all in place, your job, your relationships, your future plans. But the more tightly you've tried to control the outcome, the more chaos you've felt within. And it's here, in this precise moment of discomfort, that the magician appears, not to shame you, but to gently remind you of your power. Not the power to force, but the power to choose. To redirect. To remember who you are beneath all the noise. The magician is not about domination. He is the master of presence. Of intention. He works with what is, not with what he wishes he could bend. When this archetype steps forward in your reading, especially now under the sky's charged atmosphere with the moon conjunct Uranus, it's a sign that unexpected shifts are coming, and that the only way through them is to meet them with awareness, not fear. This kind of lunar Uranian energy brings emotional surprise, a message you weren't prepared for, a confession that catches you off guard, or an inner realization that shakes something loose. But here's what matters most: what you do with it. Instead of bracing for impact or rushing into reaction, pause. Ask yourself with honesty, is this reaction coming from an old wound, or from the version of me that has already healed? Because even if things feel like they're spinning, you are not powerless. You are the one holding the wand, just like the magician, with all four elements before you: your thoughts, your emotions, your body, and your will. You don't need to control everything. You need to align yourself with what's real and meaningful to you, and let life meet you there. This is where the law of attraction becomes more than just a concept, it becomes practice. It's easy to focus on what you don't want, on what you're afraid might happen. But the magician teaches that what you place your attention on expands. And so, you must become intentional again. Not with fear, but with clarity. Write down what you want, not to manifest instantly, but to refine your focus. Speak out loud each morning, even if only in a whisper: allow the best to come to me, without needing to control how or when it arrives. That one shift in language opens your field. It turns your energy from defensive to receptive. And that's when change begins to feel less like chaos and more like invitation. Many of us were raised to believe that the only way to feel safe is to be in control. But control is often just fear in disguise. What if safety came from trusting yourself instead? From knowing that no matter what unfolds, you will navigate it with grace, because you've already been through storms and survived. What if the miracle is not in stopping the storm but in realizing you no longer fear it? In my years guiding people through emotional shifts like the one you're in now, I've seen a pattern: life often moves just when you let go. I've heard stories of people finding clarity the moment they stopped fighting for someone's love. Of breakthroughs arriving the same week they stopped obsessing over outcomes. Of unexpected favor appearing after surrender. And it all begins with a quiet decision: to stop micromanaging the universe, and start co-creating with it. You don't need to chase answers right now. You need to anchor in your own truth. You've already planted the seeds. You've already asked for guidance. Now comes the space where your role is to remain open, grounded, and aligned, not perfect, not certain, just present. And in that presence, Libra, you will begin to see that the shifts occurring are not against you. They're clearing the way for what's truly yours to find you without you having to chase it. So if things feel out of your hands right now, that may be a gift in disguise. The magician reminds you, you create reality through choice, not control. And sometimes, the most powerful move you can make is simply to breathe. And allow. Sometimes, emotions don't need a reason to rise, they simply do. You might have felt a strange tug in your chest lately, Libra. A dream you couldn't shake. A moment of stillness that suddenly flooded you with someone's memory. This is the quiet voice of the soul, reminding you that not all bonds are broken just because they go silent. The appearance of the Two of Cups in your reading is not just a symbol of love, it's a sign of energetic connection. Someone, somewhere, is still holding your name gently in their thoughts. Whether it's a soul twin, an old lover, or an unfinished story, there is a thread that hasn't been cut. You may not have seen them in a long time. You may think they've moved on completely. But energy doesn't lie. And right now, that energy is stirring. This person may be watching you from afar, uncertain of how to speak, unsure of how they'll be received. They may be carrying their own questions. Do I still have a place in your life? Will I be welcomed if I return differently? Is it too late to say what should have been said? Tarot doesn't tell you what to do. It doesn't demand reunions or encourage living in the past. It simply holds up a mirror and asks, are you open to hearing what your heart has to say? Because when the Two of Cups appears, it's not only about the other person. It's about your capacity to love again, to trust again, to feel safe within emotional intimacy, whether that's with someone from the past, someone entirely new, or most importantly, with yourself. If you still feel unresolved, you don't need to wait for their message to find closure. Sometimes the most healing words are the ones we say in private. Writing a letter you never send can open a portal of release. Or simply whispering, I forgive you, in a quiet room can shift something deep within. And if peace already lives in your chest, send them love from afar. Love isn't ownership. It's freedom. The most sacred form of love never demands, it invites. You may be wondering, why now? Why does this memory or this presence return at this specific moment? Because emotionally, astrologically, and cosmically, you are in a window of reconnection. Venus is harmonizing with Jupiter, expanding your heart space. And the moon's earlier conjunction with Uranus may have already shaken something loose, an old belief, a stale resentment, or simply your readiness to reopen what you thought was closed for good. Not all reconnections mean reconciliation. But all reconnections are meaningful. They show you who you've become. They reveal how much healing has taken place and sometimes, how much is still needed. If someone from the past reappears soon, whether in physical form or subtle signs, know this, the test isn't whether they love you. The question is, do they see you clearly now? And more importantly, do you see yourself more clearly than you did before? Love that is healthy does not demand. It doesn't manipulate. It doesn't beg. It speaks in small gestures, honest words, and consistent presence. If someone returns, let your intuition, not your ache, be your compass. You're not the same person you once were. You don't need to chase what has already shown its limits. But you also don't have to shut the door out of pride. Sometimes, the miracle isn't in who comes back, it's in the version of yourself that answers the door. Libra, if your heart feels even slightly called by this energy, take a moment to honor it. Light a candle. Journal. Whisper their name into the silence. Not because you owe them anything, but because your emotional clarity deserves space to breathe. What you're feeling is valid. And what's coming next will be shaped by how gently you hold your heart now. Stay with me, because the next card will show how this love, whether revived, released, or redefined, fits into your greater journey. Just when you thought the moment had passed, Libra, just when you quietly told yourself, maybe that opportunity wasn't meant for me, life whispers back, not yet doesn't mean never. The appearance of the Ten of Pentacles in your reading is a sacred affirmation. There is still something coming to you. Not by luck, but by alignment. Not as a reward for pushing harder, but as a result of your quiet perseverance and trust, even when the results weren't visible. This card is deeply rooted in material blessings, legacy, and long-term security. And it shows up now, so close to December 2nd, to remind you that what is meant for you often takes its time, not because it's uncertain, but because you were being shaped to receive it wisely. That job you didn't get. That payment that was delayed. That legal matter you thought was closed with no return. None of it is lost. It's simply arriving on divine timing, not your schedule. Astrologically, we're in a powerful moment where Venus is aligned with Jupiter, activating your financial and foundational zones. This brings not just luck, but clarity about what you truly value, and what truly values you in return. Combine that with the echo of recent emotional realizations, and what you have is a cosmic cocktail of abundance, but only if you're willing to receive it. And that's where it gets tricky, doesn't it? Because receiving isn't just about being ready, it's about believing you're worthy. And too often, especially for those who give so much, there's an unspoken fear. Am I allowed to keep this? To enjoy this? To thrive without guilt? Yes, Libra. You are. But you must be willing to let go of outdated ideas, those internal scripts that tell you have to struggle to earn your place. That you must carry everything on your own to prove your strength. That sharing your needs somehow makes you a burden. None of that belongs in your new chapter. So let's bring this into the tangible. Take a moment this week to review your financial landscape. Not with fear, but with curiosity. What would it look like to create a peace of mind fund, even if it starts with just 5% of what you bring in? Could you set aside something small, not for emergencies, but for soul care? For beauty. For rest. For the kind of investments that tell your nervous system, you're safe now. This isn't just about money, it's about rebuilding your relationship with stability. And part of that includes making space for what's about to come in. If you've been living in survival mode, you may not have noticed that abundance has been trying to knock on your door. But your door has been blocked by exhaustion, cluttered by what-ifs, or bolted shut by a subconscious fear of change. Now is the time to clear the path. To open your heart, and your hands, and your calendar. Because the universe is sending provision, not pressure. You may also find that what returns to you comes through a familiar face, a relative reaching out unexpectedly, a friend reconnecting with an offer, or a contract revisited with terms far more favorable than before. Don't dismiss the signs just because they look small at first. Great trees begin as seeds. And some of the greatest gifts come wrapped in ordinary circumstances. Remember, Libra, prosperity is not just about what you earn. It's about what you allow. It's about building a life where generosity doesn't cost your well-being, and where security doesn't depend on perfection. You are not too late. You are not too much. You are right on time for what is being prepared for you. So as we step closer to the final card of this reading, take a breath and say it softly to yourself. I am ready to receive what is mine, in peace and without apology. Because what's coming is not a test, it's a blessing long overdue. Not every turning point arrives with thunder. Some arrive as a whisper, a gentle shift in wind, a flicker of something familiar in your chest. That's how the Wheel of Fortune makes its presence known in your reading, Libra, partially revealed, only peeking into view, and yet impossibly powerful. Because even when it shows just a corner, you can feel it, something is moving. A cycle is completing. And a new path is forming beneath your feet, whether you're ready or not. This isn't just about fate randomly spinning. The wheel responds to alignment. And right now, As we approach December 2 NDA date charged with numerological energy, the question isn't whether destiny is turning. It is. The real question is, will you rise to meet it? The vibration of that date 12/2/2025 reduces down to the number 5, a sacred number of change, motion, disruption, and divine redirection. In numerology, 5 asks us to break patterns, to take the leap, to say yes even when our voice shakes. It doesn't offer safety, it offers growth. That means this moment may feel uncomfortable, but only because it's asking you to stretch into something larger than where you've been. Life has likely brought you to a threshold. You felt it maybe in your body, maybe in your sleep, maybe in the increasing signs that keep showing up. Perhaps you've seen numbers repeating, 2, 5, 12, or 21. Maybe you've dreamed of water, of doorways, of trains, staircases, or windows. These are not random. They are invitations. Each one is the universe leaning in and saying, there is more waiting, if you're willing to step into it. And here's the part that touches your heart deeper than prediction ever could. You don't have to know how it all turns out. You just have to say yes to the next right step. Sometimes, the only clarity we get is the pull to move. And when we obey that pull, the next door appears. In my years of guiding people through transitions just like this, I've seen something again and again. Those who wait for certainty often miss their window. But those who move in faith even with trembling hands often find that what they feared was the edge was actually the beginning of everything they ever asked for. If you're still wondering, how do I know if this is the right moment to leap? Let me offer this gentle insight. When God prepares something new for you, He often stirs restlessness in what's old. That discomfort you feel? It's not punishment. It's preparation. It's your soul outgrowing its current container. And just like the seed must crack open for the tree to grow, something in you is meant to open now, not to break you, but to bless you. So take this as your sacred permission to release the pressure of perfection. You don't have to leap flawlessly. You just have to move honestly. You just have to answer the call. And if you feel the resistance rising, talk to it gently. Remind it that safety doesn't only come from standing still. Sometimes, safety comes from movement. From progress. From saying yes to the unknown because you trust who you're becoming in the process. This wheel isn't spinning without you. It's spinning for you. But only you can decide to rise. This is your moment, Libra. A crossroads that only your soul can navigate. You won't be pushed, you'll be invited. But if you wait too long, the window may close. So listen. Watch. Breathe. And when the sign arrives, because it will choose to step forward, even if it's with baby steps. That one act of courage might just align the next 5 years of your life. Let the message land. Let the tension soften. Let yourself imagine what it could mean if this really is the beginning of the best version of your story. Because Libra, it just might be. Dear Libra, if you've made it to this point, I want you to take a moment, just one soft, deep breath, and truly feel what's shifted within you. Something in you already knows, you're not here to repeat the same cycles. You're not here to make everyone else comfortable while you remain emotionally starved. You're not here to wait for permission to grow, to love, to receive. You are here to remember your power and, more importantly, to choose what aligns with who you are becoming. December 2nd is not about a miracle falling into your lap. It is about awakening. About you standing up in the mirror, looking into your own eyes, and saying, "This time, I choose what feels right, not just what feels familiar." Because sometimes, the bravest thing you can do is not to fight harder but to no longer accept what keeps you small. And when you make that choice, the entire energy around you begins to respond. Every card in this reading, the Empress, the Magician, the Two of Cups, the Ten of Pentacles, and finally, the Wheel of Fortune, has whispered one powerful truth, that you are no longer who you used to be. And the life you desire cannot exist inside the old patterns you've outgrown. So I ask you now, gently but clearly, what are you ready to let go of? What would shift if you truly believe that you are already enough? And what kind of love, abundance, or opportunity might find you if you simply stopped hiding from your own light? I want you to carry this question with you into the coming days. Don't rush to answer it. Let it settle, unfold. Let it meet you in quiet moments. But if you're ready to seal this energy, if you're ready to claim what's waiting for you on the other side of courage, then say it with me, right now. I welcome the blessings coming to me on December 2nd. I am ready to listen, and I move forward in peace. Type it in the comments, not just from a but for you. Let it be your written vow. Your soul's quiet agreement with the new cycle you are stepping into. And if today's message sparked something inside you, if it felt like a sign you didn't know you were waiting for, then I invite you to join this journey more deeply. Subscribe to Zodiac Whisper Tarot, where our space is sacred, our stories are real, and every message is delivered with care, depth, and alignment. You deserve guidance that speaks your language. You deserve community that sees your heart. Thank you for being here. Your presence matters more than you know. Every like, every comment, every shared breath of awareness helps us grow this circle of light and brings us all one step closer to the lives we were meant to live. So stay close, Libra. Because someone has been asking about you. And very soon, you'll understand why. May you walk into December 2nd with an open heart, steady eyes, and a soul that no longer doubts its worth. I'll see you in the next video, as the wheel turns again and new doors begin to open.